Hi everybody! You guys know we started our vlog in August, well it's July, but we started in August for a July trip.
Yeah, so
2015, but
2015, 2 years ago.
But that was not our first Disney trip. We actually went on our Disney moon there. You probably heard us reference it a few times, and we did video while we were there.
We didn't
share it with you guys because there's a few reasons.
We weren't really vlogging it per se, but we did videotape ourselves there, which led into the vlog eventually. But what would you, if you could think of one word to describe our 2015 April Disney moon, what would you describe it as?
If I had to pick one word, I would probably say ill-informed.
Is that one word?
It's a hyphenated word.
Well, that's two words.
Regretful?
Regretful is a good one. I think I would say disaster.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how we feel about it every single time. So we decided to make this video of our top 5 first time mistakes that we made on our Disney World trip. Now, this was not the first time that we went to Disney World, but it was the first time that we planned our own trip, paid for our trip, and made all of the arrangements and this, that, and the other. So these are our top 5 tips.
So hold your nose and jump in with us.
Starting with tip numero uno. One of the biggest mistakes I think that we made was that we used a travel agent for this trip. And I'm not saying that travel agents are bad, but our travel agent was not a travel agent that was very concerned with making sure that we had a magical and super memorable trip. I mean, she did a few things, like she gave us some bandits for our magic bands. Okay, she gave us some bandits for our magic bands, and that was about it. But let's just say our travel agent was more concerned about making her commission than she was on making sure that we had a magical vacation. And we used her twice before I realized that, maybe this girl really isn't doing such a fantastic job. And the reason that I say that is just because she didn't really help guide us through anything. She just booked the trip, and then she's like, here's all of the information, go for it. And I was like...
And that was it.
So yeah, I would say tip number 1, if you use a travel agent, make sure that they are recommended by people and people that actually know what they're doing, like Disney-wise. So just make sure that you have a great travel agent. If you're looking for a good travel agent, you can use Amanda from Storybook Destinations or AJ to Disney, and I'll link her information down below because I've used her for 4 trips this year and she's phenomenal.
And we can vouch that Amanda knows Disney. She knows her Disney inside and out.
She knows her Disney inside and out, so if you need a good travel agent, then go and find Amanda.
So I would say tip numero dos is we were not in good shape for our trip. So you need to be in shape. We were not in good shape. We were not in good health.
As in, Brian and I weighed 50 pounds cumulatively, at least more.
What you guys might not know is our December 2015 trip. When we got our annual passes, that was our reward for ourselves. If we both lost 25 pounds apiece, which we both did, then we were going to let ourselves buy annual passes, and we did. And we haven't gained the weight back either, because we made a switch. One day we were at Stone Mountain, and we had to step on a scale to do their little ropes course, and we both kind of looked at each other and were like, that scale must not be right. So we bought our own scale, and we thought, that scale was right. We need to do something.
So during that time, we were probably only walking like 5 miles a day at the park, and we were exhausted. Like, we spent 4 or 5 hours in the parks a day, and that was it. And we literally slept in the room the rest of the time. We were so tired. Like, that's how out of shape we were. We were not prepared for the physicality of Disney.
Lethargic, and just, we weren't eating healthy, and we just...
Oh my gosh.
When we were in bad health too, we were so moody all the time. We were cranky. It was very bad. Really bad. So
we really don't like to think about our Disney moon. It's just so sad because it's your honeymoon. It's supposed to be like
thinking back, and we're like, God. And we were at Disney for 5 days, and we're thinking, how much time did we waste? We could have been in the parks, but we were fat.
We were a little bit overweight. Let's insert a picture.
Unhealthy.
Here's a picture for reminiscent purposes. But yeah, I'm glad that we are past this. We've moved forward, which brings us to tip number 3.
Tip number W.
Tip number
or F.
So whenever we booked our Disney Moon 2, we did not really take into account crowd calendars. our careers make it so that we can only go at a time where it's going to be in a more busy season, but we did not like think that Easter was going to be that big of a deal in April in 2015. But oh my gosh, it was insane. Like going to Disney for the first time in a long time, going on a holiday week was probably not a good idea.
It was spring break that coincided
with Easter. So it was like legitimately insane.
I think crowd level 10 was an understatement. I think it was beyond 10. Holy cow.
I still say to this day that was the busiest it's ever been. And we were at Animal Kingdom on Thanksgiving in 2016. So anyway, that's tip number 3. I would definitely check out some crowd calendars. If you don't know where to go, you can go to Touring Plans or WDW Prep School. I'll link all of their information below as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be, hopefully you can find a time that's not as busy and kind of maximize your park days. But we'll move on to tip numero this many, which would be staying hydrated. Yeah. We did not stay hydrated. That was part of the thing that we did to get healthy, was we switched to drinking more water more often. So when we were down there, we were drinking Cokes and stuff like that way too much, and it was blazing hot.
We're talking it was 90 degrees every single day in April.
Yeah, it was scorching hot. We were sweating. We weren't staying hydrated. And it was really bad. So if you go to Disney, please, please, please hydrate.
Yes.
And if you didn't know, if you go to any place that serves like fountain beverages, you can just go ask them for ice water.
Cup of water.
You can get it
free
of charge.
And if not, you can buy those jumbo Dasani water bottles in Frontierland, or at least you used to be able to, for like $4, and it's like a liter.
You can bring your own.
Or you can bring your own.
We brought filtered water bottles many a time. Fill them up at the resort. They last us for quite a while. So please, stay hydrated. You will thank yourself 1,000 times over if you do.
Okay, last but not least.
Number this many.
Tip number
high 5.
5. Very last mistake that we made on our first Disney trip was that we did not do any kind of research about the attractions and find out, or the shows or anything, or which park we would like the best. We just went where people told us to go because we didn't really know what we were doing. It had been so long since we had been there, and the last time I had gone to Disney World, which hadn't been as long as Brian was, I was 17, and I just kind of followed people, because when you're 17 you don't really make a lot of decisions in my household. So we decided to go to Epcot twice on our Disney Moon, because we had a 5-day park hopper, so we went to every single park once and then one park twice, and we chose Epcot because a lot of people recommended that to us. But Epcot,
they said, oh, you're adults, you'll love Epcot the best, which
right.
Some of you do, and that's fine, but you might have noticed kind of like a recurring theme in our blog is we always say, like, I want to experience it for myself. Well, this is why. It's because you guys know Epcot is not our favorite park.
It's not our favorite, but we like it.
We like Epcot, but it's not our favorite.
Yeah.
And we
thought during our Disney Moon that we wouldn't like the Magic Kingdom because so many people told us it's just for little kids. You don't need to be there more than one day. But Magic Kingdom happens to be our favorite park. But we didn't know because we just listened to what other people said. So I highly recommend doing a little bit of research and figuring out what you think you would like best. Don't listen to other people because nobody does you better than you do.
That's also why we are big believers in, maybe if you've never been, try a few different things because you might find you like it. For the longest time, we both kind of thought, we wouldn't want to do character meals because that's just for little kids.
We don't want to meet characters.
Yeah, we think it'd be weird if we're just adults by ourselves. No. Character meals are the bomb. So we got some bad advice from people telling us, no, don't do character meals. So we are big believers in you do you and figure out what you like and do it.
Exactly.
Don't listen to everybody.
So those are our top 5 tips, but we kind of have a bonus tip to throw in, and this kind of goes along with tip number 1, which was about using your travel agent. Because on our Disney Moon, oh, don't tell, but we went to Universal for a day, and our travel agent, not only was she only concerned about getting commission, she didn't book Universal, nor did she try to help us find anybody that booked Universal. So we booked Universal on our own, not knowing what we were doing, and the 1 night and day at Universal cost over half of what the Disney vacation cost, and it didn't have to, but we didn't know what we were doing because nobody would help us. So if you find a travel agent you know, and you're looking to use somebody, find somebody that specializes in both, because they make them. Psst, Amanda that I recommended earlier does both. So, you know,
wink, wink.
If you need to find
Nudge,
somebody, just,
nudge.
you know, be informed of who you're choosing, because don't make the mistakes like we did, because we spent a lot of money unnecessarily. So find somebody that's looking out for you, not for themselves. I guess that'll wrap up this vlog. Hooray! Thanks for joining us. And
yeah.
if you joined us on our live stream on Friday night, thank you. You got a whole lot of secret information about our next trip and our Halloween costumes and all of that stuff that nobody else got, and we took down the stream. So if you didn't see a video on Friday, it's because you missed our live stream.
But there were a lot of you who joined our live stream, so thanks for joining, and you've given us motivation to perhaps do that in the future. We haven't set a date on it, but we'll let you know if we ever do.
Cool. Anyway, on Friday, Universal Vlogs will start, so we're gonna peace out like minions.
Yeah, because you want to learn from our mistakes that left really deep Disney scars.
Yeah, so... Be-doo,
Long live the king.